So Pete, welcome to BikeSocial. Thank you very much for joining us. It's mega to properly see you looking really fit and healthy.
Getting there.
Getting there. I know you get asked this question so many times from so many people who see you, and it's kind of a copy, paste and repeat now. But first of all, how are we feeling?
Thinking of getting a leaflet drawn up, something like this, and just kind of going, read that. No, it's been a slow journey. It's probably not a slow journey, but it feels like a slow journey to me. I think we're nearly at 3 months, not quite, but nearly at 3 months since the accident at the Isle of Man. I'm generally pretty good. Like, if you met me now, didn't know me, you would had no idea that I had a major accident a few months ago. Overall, I'm pretty good. I want to be fit now, and I'm not quite fit 100% yet. I did start riding bikes last week for the very first time. Did a couple of afternoons at Cadwell. Not the easiest track to ride, as we all know, but it is 10 minutes up the road. So for me, I knew I would know in 2 laps whether I could ride a bike or not. And I didn't want to have to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours away to find out I could do 2 laps and then come home again. So the theory was, let's go to Cadwell. Yes, it's difficult to ride, but I'll know if I can or can't ride. And I actually did a couple of sessions and I was fine, to be honest. I then came back the next day and did 3 sessions in the afternoon. Feeling decent enough. I was a couple of seconds off the Superstock lap record, so not horrendously slow or anything like that. Bear in mind, I've not ridden for a while either. I just don't have enough strength at the minute. I'm not fit enough to keep going, particularly my right shoulder, which is where all this nerve damage is, and I've got quite a lot of muscle wastage where the nerve's not been firing the muscles, and the muscles obviously wasting away. Means that it's going to take a little time to get going again. But I went to Donington, obviously came to the Bennetts BikeSocial day the day after, and did the morning and one in the afternoon. So each day I've done like an extra session. I've then now had a few days off. Fingers crossed, all being well, this week is Cadwell, Bennetts BSB. I'm going to try and do the Friday evening test. All being well, I'm going to take Davy's Stocker. That's the plan, the same bike I rode last week. I don't think I'm fit enough to hang on to a superbike just yet, so I'll take the Stocker as long as BSB allow me and let me do that. And we'll see how we get on, really. Hopefully another week on, I feel a little bit stronger, a little bit better, and hopefully a little bit more movement. I've got a real weird thing where I can't pull my right arm in like that. When I sit on the bike, I'm like this. It feels really, really strange, and I should be obviously like this, and I can't. There's something up here that stops me. So I've been having physio again this morning. They've been concentrating, working hard on what my shoulder will and won't do, and just trying to get some more movement back into me. But overall, I'm hoping to be back in a few weeks' time. That's the plan. I've got a target of Donington at the minute. Depends on how I feel. Let's wait and see.
What were the extent of the injuries? I know that there was quite a lot. There was quite a lot going on, and I think everybody was really shocked to see you out of hospital so soon and so quickly. But I think everybody knows how much of a fighter you are, so you weren't going to be laid in a hospital bed for very long. But what were the extent of the injuries? Obviously, you spoke about the shoulder, and I think was there something in your back as well?
Yeah, so I broke my left collarbone, my left scapula in 2 places, so the bone was in 3 pieces. I broke 4 or 5 ribs on my left-hand side, but on my back. I punctured my left lung, and I've done 4 vertebrae, I think I broke, and then I broke rib number 1 on this side as well. On top of that, I knocked myself out for nearly 6 minutes or something at the time, so I was knocked out for a very long time. I know there was a big thing in the press saying, he's conscious and stable, and then when people found out that I said something on one of my updates that I did on my socials, I said, first thing I knew is I woke up in hospital, and that's what I can remember. I was awake on the track. I don't remember any of it. So yes, I was awake. I was stable. They knew I wasn't going to crop it any further than where I was, but I don't remember it. I was conscious all the way through the helicopter ride to the hospital. I literally don't remember a thing. The first thing I can remember is in hospital, opening my eyes and being like, I guess I crashed then, because I had no idea, and I've got no idea. I don't remember the crash. I don't remember that day really even. Mine's a bit of an interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that must be pretty scary.
Yeah, do you know what? I've been racing for 25 years. First time I've ever been knocked out. So I've done pretty well, to be fair, because it's quite a common thing, really, in what we do. Obviously, banging your head is quite easy to do. So I've been really lucky that I've got away with it for so long. I was certainly lucky in that crash. It could have been a lot worse. There's a lot of injuries, don't get me wrong. But it could always be worse, couldn't it?
I'm guessing it's not put you off going back next year. You're desperate,
aren't
you? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be all right. It's going to be interesting to see how soon I can actually come back with this. I find it really interesting that the majority of my injuries were all left-hand side. I didn't even know anything about this side at all because it was nerve damage. It was never something that really got concentrated on when I crashed, or even the first couple of weeks after. It was only when I started going for MRIs on shoulders and head and neck and all sorts of other stuff, they were like, oh, there's something majorly wrong with your nerves here. And I went for a nerve conduction test, which then said, yeah, your deltoid muscle's not firing at all. So, which is, I couldn't basically open my arm to here, which obviously now I can actually lift up. Even though technically my deltoid's not firing yet, it's going to take a while. It's about as much information as I got given from the specialist. Some people take months, years, could be anything. So, but obviously I'm a pretty strong-willed person. It'll be what it'll be.
How does it feel out on the bike? Obviously, you've done a couple of sessions at Cadwell, like you say. It's not probably the best track to throw yourself back into it.
Not the easiest track.
Not the easiest track. And then obviously going to Donington, you said at Donington, it was completely different because... but you thought maybe it was going to be a little bit easier because of the longer nature of it. It's less tight and twisty, whatever. I think you said to me that you found it a little bit more difficult at Donington than you did at Cadwell. Yeah,
interestingly enough, I actually did find it more difficult at Donington. I think because my shoulder's weak in particular, it's the right-hand side, which obviously is the brake, and majority of circuits are right-handed, so you do more rights than left. So when we're braking in a straight line, we actually don't sit straight line on the bike. I actually sit to the right, which means all of my weight is on this right-hand side a lot more. And at Donington, we've got long braking zone into Foggy's S's, long braking zone into the Melbourne Loop, long braking zone into Goddard's, and then long braking zone into Turn 1 at Redgate. So by Redgate, I was struggling. I was struggling to hold myself up. You know, I was squeezing the tank as hard as I could do to try and take some weight off my shoulders. But obviously, when we trail brake all the way into the corner, my right shoulder is really weak. So I got to the point where I could do 4 or 5 laps, and then I knew I was tired. I could do it, but I felt like I was tired, so I was stopping, having a little rest, and then going again. Whereas at Cadwell, I could actually nearly do the whole 20-minute session. In fact, I did do some 20-minute sessions. It was only towards the end as I got faster, which takes more energy and takes more out of you, that I couldn't actually quite get to the end of the session. And Cadwell's pretty just intense anyway. I think my heart rate was around 185 or something. Just bear in mind, I've not done anything for a few months either, so I'm not particularly fit overall. So I need to get myself back into that and I've already been out on my push bike a little bit now as well, but I need to do more to get myself back to where I should be.
Do you think that lulled you into a false sense of security, those couple of sessions at Cadwell? Did you come away thinking, oh, actually, I'm all right here. I feel like I'm all right. I feel like I maybe could get back quicker than what I thought. And then did you come away from Donington and think, actually, no, needs a bit of work?
No, I think I was about probably where I expected to be. Day 1, lap 1 was the worst. When I came out of barn on the first lap and actually opened the bike up, and it gave me my shoulder in particular, gave me a lot of pain and a lot of grief. And I was like, I'm not actually entirely sure I can ride a bike. And then lap to lap, it got like slightly less. And then the next day was probably the biggest positive for me. Resting overnight, getting back on the bike the next day in the afternoon, so I had like a good rest. I was like straight away out of barn, did exactly the same thing, and I didn't have anywhere near the sort of pain that I had the first day. So I was like, right, riding a bike is what I need to do. Even if it's just doing track days, I need to ride as much as I can do. And build strength that way, and also get some movement that way. Like I said, I've been to see physio even this morning, just to try and get my shoulder moving in all the directions I need it to move. And we'll get there.
Well, I think I speak for everybody. It's amazing to see you back, because I think
back-ish.
Backish, not back, but backish, because I think everybody was very worried when they obviously knew it was your crash at the TT. So it's amazing to see you back. Before we let you go to your dentist appointment, because I know you've got to get your teeth looked at this morning, how has it been so far owning your own team, 810 Racing? Obviously, I know not ideal with everything that's happened.
Not ideal with me not riding.
Yeah, and with you not riding. Has it been, I'm guessing, a baptism of fire for you and for Davey?
Not particularly, to be totally honest, no. The team's actually just really good. Like the people we have in the team, everyone gets on. Everyone's like a big group of mates going racing. Darren, who obviously was team manager at FHO, was team manager of Smiths before then, with obviously Rebecca Smith at the time. He runs 810 Racing. Me and David really don't have anything to think about or do. Yes, we have to pay bills and stuff, but to be honest, he does most of that as well. So apart from trying to find the budget to be able to actually run for the season, which is our job as much as his job, between us all, we make it happen. And me and David don't really have to think about too much, to be fair. We don't have to tell anyone in the team what to do, how to do it. They're employed because we know that they know what they're doing. So, and no difference with Daz. You know, he basically manages everything. Vicky, his wife, manages the hospitality unit. So we don't even have to think about that. There's the odd thing maybe we get questions for, just for our opinion on maybe having to buy a certain thing or do something in a certain way. Apart from that, we let the team crack on, and it's been really good, considering everything was so late. Yeah, it's been really good. You know, it's just disappointing that I can't be in BSB. It's the longest period off that I think I've ever had in a 25-year career. It's a little bit of a shame. It's a shame for Davey a little bit at the minute as well. Bear in mind how new he is to BSB, and with the electronics and a brand new bike and all the rest of it, it's not simple. And the feeling you get is very different to what he's used to and what he wants from the bike, and he can't get what he wants from the bike at the minute. We'll get there. We do make steps, although in results terms probably doesn't look what people are expecting. We can see the difference, and that's what really matters. And the difference between the front and where he is at the minute is getting reduced. It will just take time. It will just take time. Like,
Yeah.
It's not a 5-minute job.
You've not had any testing?
Yeah, we've had zero.
anything
He's
like
not
that?
tested the bike. In fact,
Yeah.
Friday this week will be the first time he's actually properly tested. I know he did a roll round at Donington Park before round one.
Well, that was just to make sure everything worked.
Make sure the actual bike worked. Yeah. So this Friday will be the first test that he's actually had, or we've had as a team even. So and all the concentration will be on him, not me. You know, we're going to keep putting fuel in my bike I'll just keep going round and round. That's it.
Plan then for you going forward. You said earlier on that your aim is Donington Park.
Yeah, which is in 3 weeks.
Is that still? Do you think it is possible?
I will probably know more from this Friday onwards, and then next week, and yeah, it's not going to be easy. But then bike racing isn't easy, is it? So, but yeah, that's the outline plan at the minute.
Have you surprised yourself at how fit and well that you are right now? Has it surprised yourself?
No, I would say the other way.
Really?
Yeah, this is the longest period I've ever had to
It's
get
just
over
more
something.
frustrating then.
Yeah, more frustrating. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and bearing in mind though, like, to be fair, generally I've not had big crashes and lots of crashes throughout my career. I'm going to touch some wood somewhere along my line. I've been pretty lucky and fortunate with all of that. I did break, funnily enough, ribs back about 10 years ago. Sorry, I pressed you with Mike. About 10 years ago at Donington Park, in free practice 2 at Donington Park. I punctured my lung and all sorts. I rode a bike. Well, I rode the TT 4 weeks after that.
Yeah.
I tested 3 weeks after. So that was 10 years ago. I'm obviously 10 years older. I'm one of the older riders on the grid. I know that it takes a lot longer when you're a bit older to get over stuff. But yeah, it's been a little bit frustrating that I'm still not in a position where I want to ride or can ride properly. And I think I was expecting initially when I first crashed and I first got told everything, I went through everything. I was like, right, 6 to 8 weeks is normal for a broken bone. So Brands was my initial target to come back. We've then found out about all of this with the nerve damage, which obviously I was not expecting. It took a few weeks to even diagnose it. I've then had to have the operation, which we're only 3 weeks on from now, so it's still not actually that old. And that's probably going to be the thing that takes the longest to recover from. The surgeons are really positive that I will actually make full recovery. They just can't give me a timeline. And obviously, being a racer, we're very, very impatient, particularly when it comes to, I want to ride a bike. And I actually feel physically pretty strong, like all the broken bones and everything, mint. Like I've got no issues whatsoever. And I was really fortunate that I didn't have to have any surgery for any of that. It's literally just this, which is, frustrating. Frustrating is the right word.
Well, before we wrap it up, this evening you've got your annual Peter Hickman bike night. Normally around 1,500 bikes. You project 1,500.
Something like that.
Can be a lot more sometimes.
Sometimes.
Excited, looking forward to it. Obviously, it's one of the bigger nights in your calendar for the workshop and everything. And it sounds like you've got a bigger than better event than you've ever have done.
Yeah, we keep trying to make it a little bit bigger and better, and also try and switch it up, change it around a little bit, so that people that maybe have come to the last few see something different when they come here. We've actually got a few other people coming along. So Marshall's BMW always come and put a little stand on, put a few bikes out on their van, which is great. We've now got K-Tech suspension coming, and Woody, who is JWR suspension, who works out of my unit here. He's going to do all the bike suspension setups from their van, so that makes sense to have them over. And obviously, with them being a massive supporter of ourselves at 810 Racing, makes total sense why they're coming, so that's brilliant. We've also got Imesco Designs come in. They manufacture a lot of the parts for our bike, and a lot of the PHR stuff as well that we do with the Triumphs and the sport bike and the super sport bike. A lot of that has been designed in here, but then made by them just up the road. So they're coming along as well with a bike that they're manufacturing at the minute. So that should be quite cool. We've got our Ovali truck out with a few Ovalis, and I think one of the parents is actually bringing their bike, which we've just rebuilt an engine for, and he's going to put the engine in this evening so people can see that it's a father and son or family orientated sport as well. We'll obviously have the Trooper bike out and a few of the PHR bikes on display. 810 will be bringing a super bike here as well, and we're going to do a run on the dyno with something not actually decided yet. I had a plan and the plans had to change, so I don't know what we're going to run on the dyno yet, but we have it with the doors open. We obviously have a charity dyno run, so everybody can turn up. It's first come, first served, 20 or 30 quid towards a charity, and you get your bike run on the dyno. It's obviously a very cheap dyno run. We have the Brown Cow, which is a local pub here doing hot dogs, burgers, all that sort of stuff for food, and another local bar, Cobbles, actually have the bar here as well, so we'll be serving all sorts of drinks and stuff as well. So we try and keep everyone busy. That's the idea. Obviously I have my merchandise out. I think that's everyone. Hopefully I've not missed out someone. You'll be here. I
will be here, yeah. I'm going to walk around. Yeah, I'm going to try and get this video edited and out this afternoon, so I'll be here this evening. Yeah.
Perfect. From 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock here at PHR, LN110LF, Louth in Lincolnshire. We're only 10 minutes from Cadwell Park. Everyone's welcome.
Well, perfect. Pete, I better let you go because obviously you don't want to be late for your dentist appointment.
Don't want that, no.
Yeah, so first of all, lastly should I say, it's amazing to see you back. Fantastic to see you back on a bike. Good luck, hopefully, for the rest of the year, and fingers crossed we do see you back out at Donington Park in September, is it? Yeah. September?
Yeah, not far. 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So
hopefully.
Fingers crossed we see you there. Pete, Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.